Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura Crapo. I'll try not to mumble too much, but I probably will not be the most clear speaker ever, but I will still give a reading about 50 Cent, and um, let me just focus on the energy. I'll just go back to why I chose to do a reading on him today. I remember seeing that early interview between him and that blonde interviewer with Chelsea something. And is it Chelsea Handler? Anyway, um, anyway, and then they ended up dating, I guess, after that interview or something. But and then I just sort of felt to me in that interview, he felt so vulnerable and optimistic and just in his own power and stuff. And I really don't know much about Chelsea Handler, but it seems to me that when someone's coming up, she's in a relationship with them, or I saw a little bit of a pattern there, I don't know, maybe two or three people. So it's kind of it's always my hope for people that they are in real, authentic and good relationships. So not connected to a come up, or stuff it's good for people to have a come up, but that shouldn't be the reason why someone gets in a relationship with them. Anyway, so that's why I chose him today, because he's talented, and I want him to do well, I guess. So I'm just gonna try to look at most of my readings. I try to look at the best case scenario. So that's what I'm gonna do today. All right, 50s. I really feel he really has to contemplate, think before he speaks now, I feel and it's sort of a very narrow, whereas before he might have been more broad about his statements. It's the 5D chessboard or whatever, the situation is observed, and then there's it feels like 3 days of processing, and then out comes this sort of signature move on his part, which is the response. So and I know that's a good like, let's say you have a job and your boss can you feel like you're in Alice in Wonderland, where is this conversation going and stuff, and you not necessarily have to reply. It doesn't You're not forced to answer in the moment. Someone can just say a bunch of stuff and have that face and and then you are not obliged to mirror their energy or immediately reply. You can say it's that's a lot to think about. Let me get back to you in an hour, tomorrow, whatever it is. Whenever you think you can give a proper answer that reflects your goal, your morality, or what your values and stuff. So okay. Yeah, so I feel like he has he's learned the hard way to be very careful about information coming in and information going out, and not just selfishly, for the good of all, kind of thing. So he has a leadership kind of vibe in that way. Okay. It's kind of how a lighthouse, um whether it's good weather or bad, still has obliged to shine that light. I kind of feel that's one way he can persist and survive through things, is just a decision to, no matter what chaos is going on, to persist, to hold that, like, see, like, observation and getting through things. my vocabulary is escaping me right now, but like, um it's like his best version of himself, he's going to shine out into the world. And I don't mean shine like blinding people, it's just more like if you think of light as like information packets that can contain like everything important. It's just like directing that out, and like he's affirming like his presence in the world, whether people, it's like how you hear what I've heard the saying, you can't throw rocks at every barking dog. Um, it's that kind of thing. Like, just because there's naysayers, and in the case of someone really famous, they'd be in the millions or something. So, you can't. You just have to focus on what you came here to do in life and to persevere. And I kind of feel like that's his thing, and that he feels like if he's on the side of good, then it will proceed well. And like, I guess like one of the themes in this reading is like, you're going through life and certain jokers pop up, and surprise, I'm gonna try to ruin your life, or I'm gonna try to sabotage something. I'm gonna, try to be your best friend and then like flip your life over like a paper plate or whatever. And it's just like, so despite the clowns, you if you get to know yourself deeply and you observe yourself and your ideas, and like, as they say, as a witness, or you go deep and you know thyself. um you get to know your life purpose, and it's harder for people to like upset the apple cart. You're gonna stay intact. So I kind of feel like he has this discipline. I mean, it's things I'm saying are probably obvious to most, because he's out there. It's a million and one interviews. Like, he's I'm just, I guess, just reading his energy, and so it's affirming some things that are already like possible to see. All right, but anyway, okay, what else? 50 Cent. I feel like I feel like some things have eclipsed almost his interest in music. Like, he finds like navigating the world. It's not like he's given up on music, no, but like he's developed this other skills, kind of like being kind of like a statesman, or like a spokesperson, and like I was saying to my kids, like, just because you have a degree in something doesn't mean you can't then just get another degree. Like, or let's say someone studied medicine, and then it doesn't mean like, okay, that's it, like you can only study in your 20s. Like, you can then become a lawyer or an artist, or like learn like literally anything. So I kind of feel like it's like that with 50 Cent. Like, he's continuing to learn and like overcome things, and then he's like on another plateau, and then like he's a very intelligent and curious person, and he kind of like understands the game of life now. I feel like, and he's enjoying. It's no longer painful to have opposition now, it's, like, almost fun, like, it's like when you learn chess or something, like, it seems, like, impossibly boring, and it's like, "Why am I even doing this?" But then people become really passionate about it because they, like, got onto another level of the game, and, I'm definitely not one of those people who's become on fire about chess, but I can't my dad and my grandfather were obsessed with it. So I ended up learning, like, because I had to, like, Stockholm syndrome to learn to love chess or whatever. But anyway, it's that kind of thing where he's or like tennis or something. Like I'm not that great. I'll play tennis. I'm good at lacrosse or like baseball or whatever. But like tennis, I end up like having like giggling fits or something when I play tennis. Like maybe because it's like, why am I doing this? I guess. But like some people are actually good and they get passionate about it or even addicted to it. And it's that kind of thing where now he's like enjoying the sport. He's not just training, like he's mastered it. So he's if he's smiling while he's doing his work, it's because he's mastered it and he's enjoying the elegance of the game, right? All right. I feel like with relationships, like he's because I guess he has like built up finances and things like that, things that he wants to preserve. Um, he sees his personal relationships kind of um, is sort of encapsulated, like you could say, in a box, just like in terms of business wise. Like he wants to limit the financial exposure he has. Like he still wants important relationships in his life, family, friends, like romantic, whatever. But like everyone's gonna get the sense like these are my boundaries, and the cube is only like it's this big or that big, and not a penny more, kind of thing. So if you're gonna engage with him, like it can't be like for financial reasons. Um, so he's very, very like rigid on those thing on that. Okay. I feel too that like his own experience in navigating the world and business and is so much higher than the majority of people he encounters. It's kind of like they can say something or present an idea, but he's kind of like, you're those people are just warming up and 50 cents like doing full gymnastics on these people. Like, so I guess like with age, he's aged like fine wine or whatever. And like it's it's the difference between grapes and like the best processing of wine with like oak from a certain forest in France, or, whatever, prayed over by monks for 300 years or whatever it is. Like he's like more experienced, and so you kind of like say what you want or try to pull up at the conference table like you're in power, but like no, like he'll pull some piece of information out that like they didn't expect. It's like gives 50 Cent the advantage because he just has had the same type of meeting so many times and he knows what he wants out of life. Like whatever pain he endured as a younger man in business has like that was his gym and now he's strong. Like that was just like kung fu training, and now you won't even see him kick. Like he's standing, and then you just felt like you were kicked in the head. But you look back, he's still standing there, like nothing happened. but you feel a bit of wind, like something. It's like that. That's what like. Alright. I hope this is taping because, like, I'm really bad at the computer, and YouTube does this thing where it's like, "I wanna go live," and it's like, "Do you wanna go live, like, 2 minutes ago?" It's like, "No, I" you have to, like, physically change it to, like, "No, 2 minutes from now." So I'm like, because 'cause I've made the mistake before and let it fool me, but so now I hope this is airing. Okay. Alright, 50 Cent. I feel like you know how he, like, has his own brand of alcohol and stuff? Um, I kinda, like, feel like he should back off of I know it's, like, maybe profitable and stuff, but, like, in terms of I was saying about that beam of light from the lighthouse just being, like, on the side of good, and again, I'm gonna emphasize I don't mean, like, the actual light and stuff, I just mean, like, the stuff you're sending out is, like, if it's in a if it's for the greater good, I would suggest that, like, things that are unhealthy, like alcohol, or if he's, like, let's say he's could be sponsoring some kinda snack food you'd find in at a gas station and stuff. Gas station stores are not the pinnacle of healthy choice, so I kinda feel like I'm getting this feeling that, like, backing off of that area of money making would be a good idea, kinda like and you could just think of it like, "Okay, what I did with alcohol is like 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 a drop or something, like, hey, I'm doing this,' and then it's like, poof, and then, like, people hang on to the bottles 'cause, like, that company doesn't exist anymore, and it's gonna be even more But then maybe he can do something that's, like, actually now that he has such a huge audience and the power and intelligence to create good situations, like, you could get into healthy food stuff, because certainly, like, there's even good, health, fresh fruit and produce and whatever people organizations, like, mess with them or, like, people gassing bananas to make them, like, shelf ready, like, the moment they want them to, and well, that's or just treating apples so they when you bite into it, it just tastes like dry sand or whatever, like, I think you could get into because like, here in Montreal, like, there's this place that, they build these farms, I'm not gonna name them, but, like, they put these farms on top of, like, big box stores, and then, they they have they have, like, local, yeah, year-round, uh, fresh fruit and vegetables and stuff, and, like, there could be more of those or, that kinda thing, so I'm just kinda seeing it I get a negative vibe off the alcohol and, like, snack food or, like, things that are like, not healthy for people. Because I feel like there's some karma attached to that for contributing to stuff that is, like, isn't good for people, and to leverage your brand career, onto something that like, let's say people love him, and they're like, "I love him so much, I'm gonna buy his alcohol," but then alcohol could result in, like, bad choices or poor health, so for that reason, there's no good, like, end results, like, you know, his his fame plus bottle of alcohol equals, like, so it's better to have the equation result in something positive, so, like, one suggestion could be this is maybe, like, off topic, but, you know, back when I was a kid, which was in the middle of last century, like, the YMCA was a place where someone with nothing could walk in and have a shower, like, play some sports or, meet people or sit at a table, and, like, it was more like there wasn't like a money wall between you getting through the door. And it seems like, at least from what I've observed, sorry, in here in Montreal, like I've seen people get rejected from going in there, and I'm like, what even happened to YMCA? Um, like it's a Christian association, right? Like is like what like what's their purpose or whatever their business sort of tagline? Like, give me, it's gonna be their tagline now is like it's gonna be like $35 this month for you to work out here. So it's kind of sad. So like stuff like that where something can be accessible to the community. And I kind of feel like because like you could say that government is kind of like slacking off in that department of providing like really wonderful community opportunities, or maybe there is a community center but it's not big enough, or it's limited to like what you can do there. Like can someone who has nothing come in and like have a shower and do their laundry and be welcome to like sit and talk to people in a room with tables and chairs and like free coffee or whatever, like, or chessboards or whatever people do in a community setting, that's free, like stuff like that would be cool, because it's causing people a lot of pain to feel pushed out of society. So that's something like I feel like that would be good, would be better than alcohol, uh, for his brand and his karma and stuff. Okay. um, he could charge 50 cents to get in or something, or not. Could be free, but it like accessible to all. All right, 50 cents. I feel like maybe he's dated a lot, and there might be some like former partners, wives, or whatever, who can like feel like they can be interviewed or have people listen to their critique of their relationship, like, and it's like, wait, let's look at why I'm talking about this. I feel like 50 Cent knows the law well enough by now that like he can sort of hear what someone's. It's like he has a law degree without the official degree, without passing the bar or whatever. And like if someone's complaining, he can kind of like filter that through, like whether it's an issue or not. And so while there might be some sort of white noise of things people could potentially beef about or whatever, because he has this great like perspective on things and knowledge, it it kind of separates him from the chaos. He can kind of go like know for himself without even calling his lawyer, like, is this going to be a problem or not, or is it just someone who wants to be seen and heard on something, or are they looking to cash in on it, or whatever. Like I just feel like there's that kind of white noise of like chatter and like people considering a lawsuit or this or that, but yeah, I don't feel like it's there, and could be a little bit annoying, but it's not gonna take him off his like kind of kung fu master dedication to like stay on track, and stuff like that. Okay, 50 Cent. You know how, like, family members are different from each other? So, I feel like he has the same thing, like, where, people have their different personalities, where maybe, like, had a different experience being raised, or, um and there's, like, not that much, once people are fairly formed, like, you just end up, like, seeming really different from each other, and, it's like the difference between cats and dogs or something, like, like, uh, and it's like, "And never the twain shall meet," kinda thing, like, um, with certain people, it's, like, impossible to reach a consensus or maybe even get along, and so you just sort of, because he's sort of head of family at this point, like, he can offer what he can offer, but there's not much more he can do besides that, to, like, he can't, um, change anyone, and so he I don't know how many kids he has or anything, but, like, if, let's say, for instance, his kids are primarily raised by the mother, and let's say the mother is really different from him or has different values, um, so he didn't have that, like, time to really nurture that child and, like, get on the same, like, wavelength or something. I feel like there's some situations like that where, um, he's doing his best, but he has to sort of show boundaries in ways that, like, he doesn't, like, where they just don't, understand each other. So it may seem, like, clinical to some people, but, uh, unless the 2 parties are willing to, like, really invest time in each other to naturally have that sort of natural osmosis, like, um, then the 2 family members are gonna always feel, like, super different, or, like, somewhat incompatible, only because they don't wanna play each other's game, or they don't, um it's has something to do with patience on both sides, um, and also the pressures from society to say, like, well, let's say, like, well, if he's a father, he should always be present, and, you know, etcetera, but, like, when the mom got together with 50 Cent, like, she would have known he's a very dedicated musician who is, like, really pursuing his career, and then to then have the expectation that he's gonna, like, be fully available, you know, um, like a caricature of a family, uh, and then call him out for not being present. It's like, it's that kind of thing, like, uh, it's not a case in which you'd use cognitive dissonance. I don't know, but, like, yeah, like, it's like speaking two languages that neither party understands the other one, and you're just like, "Okay, well, we're family," you know? Let's keep it moving, whatever, but, after a certain point, it's like, you're so different, and there's almost, like, no point in trying to bridge that gap, but you're gonna, like, coexist peacefully as best one can. That's a feeling I get too. Say one or two more things about 50 Cent. Um, yeah, I don't get the greatest vibe off him doing, like, TV interviews, um, because often I've noticed that, like, like late night shows and stuff, it seems like it's how, like, Oprah interviews, it's like a total setup. Or, like, they say, like, kinda outrageous things, and then they expect you to answer. It's like, "Well, we're on live TV, the audience is waiting," like, um, I just feel like maybe, maybe it'd be more interesting for him to just say no thank you to those invitations and to make his own thing, whether it's like a movie or TV show or like how like the Chappelle show was so great and it's like it's almost been nothing as good since, or it was so like it's like hard to describe how good it was, but like uh it's not about saying yes to like the industry that exists. It's about like how do you want to use television, or I don't even know if you can call it television anymore. The streamed whatever it is, shows, to the way how do you want to represent yourself in broadcasting? There's people, just because some standard of practice exists doesn't mean you need to be part of that. Like, if you really look at, let's say, like the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, like it's like the Tonight Show when I was a kid was like Johnny Carson and stuff, and he sort of came off more like the neighbor's dad, or like the grandpa, who's just having a chat and like a little gives you a little ribbing, whereas like Oprah or like Jimmy Fallon and others, like it's like they try to like get like right in there and like try to like expose you in a way, and it's just like you can have the choice to think their platform is shite or like not worth your time, and you're like, okay, well, what can I do instead that would like be good for everyone to watch if they want to learn about me or see my artistic perspective, like whatever it is, like I can make something of my own and put it out there. So I kind of feel like he's already in some sort of focused editorial process with how he operates in the world. I feel like one thing he can let go of is those kind of talk show interviews, because it's like at this point, like there's nothing to gain from it, and it's just like a kind of clown show, and if you don't consider yourself to be a clown, then why interact with clowns, kind of thing. Like there's some, just because something is successful or traditional doesn't mean you need to support it. Let's say like everyone decided, like for example, the Tonight Show is like hot garbage or whatever, like, and then everyone's like, yeah, no thank you, like, have a good day, enter, they just wouldn't have a show anymore, and then people would be forced to like make something else. Maybe they'd be like, oh, why did it fall off? Like maybe there was something we could do to make it less atrocious. Like, let's rethink this and make a different show. So I feel like it doesn't benefit him moving forward to be on those types of shows where they set you up, or it's like, oh, so they try to find out like your Achilles heel, and then they ask that question. It's like, it's like they say you are the average of the 5 people you spend time with. So if you're spending time with people who are average, it brings you down, right? So I feel like you should say no to talk shows that are beneath him. Okay. All right, one more thing about 50 Cent. I see him like, instead of like recording like in the city, or not, I don't mean New York City, because I know people from there call it the city, like it's the only the only city that exists. But, like, I'm just saying, I feel like he'll have a better time recording somewhere more beautiful, natural. Could be, like, in the Caribbean, could be, like, just if, let's say, he has more than one property with a studio, it's like, go to that other one that's, like, in a less crowded place around nature, and it's, even though you don't have all the gear, whatever, there's enough to make a recording. Because maybe it has to do with like people going like, "Hey, I'm in town. Like, can I come record something with you?" Like, and then suddenly the so and so's saying like another one or whatever on your record, and you're just like, ugh, you know, just so those to minimize the people sort of barging in on your process. So a bit of a like home studio or like a crew of 2 or 3 rather than like a whole scene. Um, well, the light is really pretty right now on these plants in front of me. So I should go outside. So okay, I'll see if there's one more thing about 50 Cent. The other thing I pick up that he shouldn't be offering people if let's say he has a private jet or some kind of private jet like um what like what is it, subscription. I feel like he should stop giving people like free flights and stuff. I feel like he needs to like wind down the noise of being like that guy, and start thinking about like his nervous system, his just like getting into his enjoying his life with less noise. And that means sometimes like fewer people, like it's like when I met David Bowie by chance in an elevator in Montreal during a massive snowstorm. um I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna not say anything to him. So I was like, "Are you David Bowie?" He said, "Yes, I am." And it's like, and then I was like, "I gotta say something else." And I was like, "Are you playing a show in town?" He's like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, and then I just like, and then my floor came up before his because he's maybe on the top floor, and I just like laughed. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be that noisy, like, "Oh my god." Like, I'm not trying to, like, catch a ride off someone's magic carpet, you know? It's, maybe I'll get a selfie, but, like, when I saw him, it was, like, 2006. Um, like, there wasn't really, like, a selfie heavy time. I don't think Instagram was even happening yet, and, so that would have been the furthest I would have taken it, or maybe one regret I have is like not saying like I love your first album. Uh, but that's it. Like like I got my life. He's got his like hello, goodbye, whatever. So I just feel like he needs a bit more of those people in his life where it's just like I, 50 Cent, all right, and then like off you go. Do your own thing. Like he can't be like Santa Claus for everyone, right? So, and one way for him to have his peace is for him to go to his like his version of his a Quebec chalet, like to to like maybe he's got some house or he needs to get a house somewhere. I don't know if it's the Caribbean or someplace where he has some make his songs and just kind of be in his own energy instead of always kind of babysitting these like every card in the deck kind of like personalities all the time because it's a lot. um I will end my reading here. I hope you enjoyed this reading on 50 Cent. Like his first name's Curtis, right, or something. I apologize for not knowing everything about him, but it's almost easier to do these readings where I'm not like reading Wikipedia or something before. It makes the psychic reading more fun for me, and it's easier just to like, let my mind wander where it will. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you guys want to subscribe, that'd be great. One of my goals I hope I can achieve in this lifetime is to get past 1,000 subscribers. So if you're part of that, I appreciate that effort you put in by pressing on a button and helping that dream a reality. And if you want to send a comment or something, I'm happy to read that. And I also am a distance healer, Reiki master, and I do healing sessions for people remotely, and it could either be over email or a video chat, whatever. I'm also a triple flame healer, which is great for emotional healing. And and people, if you want to read the testimonials on the healing sessions I've done, they're on my website, which is listed below. And I wish you a wonderful day, evening, whatever time it may be, middle of the night. And we will talk again later. Okay, now I have to figure out turn this off. I can't even see. Oh, end stream. All right, here it is.